Welcome, everybody. Race 2 of 25 in the ARCS Midwest Barbecue A-Square Cup Series season brings us to Nevada, brings us to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We're in the desert to follow up what was an instant classic race at Daytona a week ago. Qualifying underway, but for those tuning in to ABN1, I'm Carmen, Sienna alongside me, Kevin Young, to present today's action here in Las Vegas. It's going to be a very interesting race. This race was a very fun race to watch last season. We had a first-time winner last season by the name of Tommy Withers. Do we have another first-time winner on hand here tonight? We're going to find out. But qualifying is underway with multiple drivers setting times right now as we speak. Bren Roberts, one of those drivers, setting times now in the 84. Everyone going for the Just the Top Pole Award. With 3 minutes left to go, 37 drivers have set times. We're going to see 41 cars on track here tonight. Largest field in ARCS competition history.
That is a big field. You love to see those numbers. It shows a lot of drivers want to go out there and actually try to win. They feel confident they can. So you love to see those big field sizes here. Definitely a good sight to see.
Bren Roberts, his first lap, a 35th place lap time, 30.28 for Bren Roberts. He's a race winner, 4 race wins to his credit in this series. Looking for number 5. Missed out last week's race despite winning the duel for the Daytona 250 a week ago. Didn't actually get to race in that event. Now in the 84 once again. On track here using all the apron. Is this lap going to be faster? It is going to be faster, but only for 30th place. Donald Ray filling in for Alex Jimkowski, currently top of the board alongside John Hagan. Jeremy Breo sporting the Taco Bell Live Mas, number 74. We've seen so many times in different versions throughout his tenure in the ARCS A-Square Cup Series. Former series champion and a winner last week. Looking to go back-to-back. Is it in the cards? He's won here before. It's going to be interesting to see, to say the least. The first lap was enough at 34th at 30.08, a way more competitive time off the rip. But you're going to need to get a very good lap time. 29.6 is the pole time. Breo, did he gain 4 tenths? He did not. He gained 1. Enough for just 28th on the field.
Yeah. One other thing kind of worth noting, I'm looking at the times here, is that should do it for qualifying because no other driver is on a second run here. But what's interesting is you look at the times, how close. Just look at the top, like the first two, about top 4 right there, separated by basically splits of the finger. And then you got the top 10 within 0.08 of each other. So this field is competitively close. There's no real runaway favorite because usually when you kind of come into a league race, come to a series, you're like, all right, this feels like this is going to favor driver X. But here, this is close, very, very close between this top 10 and throughout the rest. And I think right now there's no odds-on favorite whoever could win this race.
Strategy was the biggest indicator in how this race finished last season. Obviously, Withers and Josh Garrison, they stretched the field out all the way to the end of the race, and Withers got that first win of his career here in Vegas. Donald Ray looked very competitive last night at Bristol in the Saturday Night Showdown competition. Hagan, we know how competitive he is. Lilac Zier, obviously we know how competitive she is. She finished second last night, and she knows what it's like to be here in the bright lights in Las Vegas and get the race win. Daniel Michelle, a race winner in spades. Ryan Gomes, beginning to see a little bit more of what he can do in that 55 car. Same with Jonathan Adams. Seth Wanzing, 2-time series champion. His accolades are numerous. Mike LaJoy, he's stepping into the fold full-time, and he looks really good. As qualifying comes to an end, Donald Ray will be the Just the Top Pole Award winner here for Las Vegas. And for Donald Ray, he's got a winless streak that he's trying to break off here. He won 2 races in 2022. He's been winless since. Came close last night in the Saturday Night Showdown series, but this is what it's all about here. See, there's Jeremy Breo on your screen right now. Emma Kruger in the 04 did not have a great time at Daytona a week ago. Looking to rebound here. Still in that sophomore season, still trying to figure out how to get those results on the ovals in these stock cars. A winner and champ car on the ovals, still looking to do so here tonight in the A-Square Cup Series. But there's a lot of race winners around the board here that you just looking throughout this field. You look at Donald Ray, we mentioned him, he's on pole. He's on track now in that 99. for Alex Jimkowski for Tombstone Motorsports. And that's a sleek looking design, that Aflac silver and chrome look.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that for Donald Ray.
Very pretty scheme right there.
He's someone that I'm surprised is not a full-time driver. He was a very in-demand driver in 2023. Obviously, he's going to be a hot hand here in 2024 as a super sub.
Yeah, because I don't think he was in the part-time entry list there, and he didn't want to be a full-time driver, because I feel like a team definitely would have picked him up. He obviously ran good for Presidential Racing, and then he had to step away from Presidential Racing.
Well, he ran well for what became Tombstone, what was Sunday Money Racing.
Yeah, was just about to get to that point too. Yeah, Sunday Money Racing became a super sub for Sunday Money Racing and finished the season with them, now Tombstone. So he had good performances with two different teams, so definitely showed that he can wheel it with the best of them. And yeah, sadly he couldn't be the full-time person, but at the same point though, he's definitely going to be a good super sub for any team that needs him. And right now, at the moment, when being our pole sitter right now, he's looking good. But again, the only problem he had last season, he qualified great, but sometimes struggled a little bit when the race went on. So hopefully he can kind of get those shaken out a little bit.
I'm going to ask you a question out of curiosity here. What happens if Donald Ray is on pole position? What happens if he wins today?
Oh,
that's a hard conversation to have. That's a really hard conversation.
He's got that win, and if a team, let's say a little bit lower down the orders, has a driver that's underperforming, they feel like, look, we'll give you a full-time seat. You got a chance to make the playoffs, because we saw that last year. Yeah. Well, last year when we had the drivers and the windows where drivers could get rooms to be signed and whatnot, we saw right before a couple races for the playoffs, there was a point where drivers could have said, if you won Watkins Glen or Daytona, you would have a playoff seat. So that would ensure Ray, if he were able to win, or another driver as part-time wins, ensures they get a full-time seat. It ensures that they get the win, they couldn't make the playoffs. The question is, they have to find a full-time ride somewhere. But you know, a couple teams would be knocking on the door to be like, hey, we'll give you a full-time seat if one of our drivers or doesn't show up.
Well, we've got a little bit of time here. We're going to see if we can squeeze in an interview with Seth Wansing. He's our in-race reporter. He was in our in-race reporter last week. He's our in-race reporter this week. See if we can squeeze him in before we go over the starting grid here tonight. Just see if what we can understand with Seth Wansing and his team. Obviously, one of his drivers on pole position. Not a bad look so far, but still a long bit of racing to go here. So we will see if we can get a word with Seth Wansing here in just a moment. Obviously, 41 cars, hard to navigate the channels we have going on here. See if we can hear from Seth Wansing real quick. Seth, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You get a copy?
Gotcha.
Alrighty. Obviously, we get to talk to you right now before we get into the warm up, get through the warm up and into the grid for the formation laps here tonight. Everything looking pretty decent. You got a teammate on pole position, Donald Ray, who we know is a known commodity. How you feeling here in Las Vegas?
Tombstone Motorsports as a whole is going to be really tough to beat tonight, Carmen. Having Donald in the car for Alex is awesome, and I can't wait to see what me and Bradfoot can do in our Dark Horse Ford Mustangs. Going to be key to manipulate the air and traffic and not get tight and push up the people, which I just did to Ryan a few seconds ago, so my apologies to him. But and then just really saving your stuff and having the right strategy at the end. It's mile-and-a-half racing. It's about having long run speed and having a good pit strategy, so it should be fun.
Obviously, a lot of racing to do here, 134 laps, but your team looks strong all season long so far. Seth, good luck, and we'll hopefully be able to talk to you during the stages.
Thank you, Carmen.
That is Seth Wansing, your in-race reporter here tonight in Las Vegas, two-time series champion, made it to the championship 4 last season. See if we can do that again here tonight. Again, let's break down how this race really shakes out. 134 laps here tonight. 1.5 miles equals 200 miles of racing here tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing how this race really plays out. The stage breaks are pretty simple. Stage 1 is a sprint, 25 laps. Stage 2 all the way down to lap 70. So it leaves about half the race the drivers have to try to manage on their own, similar to what it was at Daytona a week ago. Getting into the starting grid here, Donald Ray for Tombstone Motorsports, front of the field. John Hagan joins him, his first front row start in the ARCS A Square Cup Series for B-Tron Racing. Lilac Zier for Presidential Racing. Kicking off on the right foot there, Danielle Michelle alongside her in row 2. Then it's Ryan Gomes, Jonathan Adams, Seth Wansing, Mike LaJoy, Connor Knowlton, and Brandon Proudfoot in your top 10. Dale Markowski and Patrick Overstat make up row number 6. Further down the order, you have Emma Kruger and Austin Mongold in row 7. Ross Baxter, Toby Estes in row number 8. Row 9, David Wright and Brian Rupert. Row 10, Michael Lawrence and Davey Hauk. They make up the top 20. Again, 41 cars in this field. A very stacked field, largest race in ARCS A-Square Cup Series history. No question about that here tonight. And you love to see it with the competition on hand here this evening. Tristan Catania, Tom Sears in row 11. Row 12 is Josh Garrison and Elris George. Garrison finished second here on mileage last season. Can he do one place higher and get to victory lane tonight? Would be another great start for next gen racing if they can do so. Further down the order, Lily Paultier Sharp and Brian Torcha in row 13. Row 14, Mark Dila and Jeremy Breo. Josh Gaiman and Ryan Pinnell in row 15. Row 16, Bren Roberts and Dustin Painter. Kevin Feemster, Richie Catania in row 17. Row 18, Jack Mulkey and Kenneth Cheney. In the last rows of the grid here, you got Stephen Oberstadt and Selena Thompson in row 19. Row 20, Patrick Allen Jr. and the defending race winner of this race, Tommy Withers, all the way at the back of the field. But not alone, there's Josh Battles in 41st to round out this 41 car field, and all of them on track from 1st to 41st here this evening. It's a lot of racing coming up here. Everyone's got about 2 hours 45 minutes here in this event. We'll show you what all the manufacturers, drivers are running here tonight. Tonight's race presented by Garrison Sim Racing Designs. Josh Garrison sitting down in the 23rd position. We'll have some onboards of him in that number 44 machine here tonight, and that
new team owner in the series as well, as we see riding up board here as well. Took over ownership when the new opportunities for a franchise came up. He took the opportunity and ran the life of the bull with the horns, or something around those lines, that idiom. But the point is definitely has some great paint schemes you can see right now as we ride on board with him, and definitely knows how to whip up a good scheme.
He's going to try to make the same thing happen as what happened last season, going from the back of the field to the front. Led some laps late, but couldn't get the race win. Withers just had that pace to really overcome the fuel mileage situation. So he's going to try to do that again here tonight.
We'll also say before this race gets started, it's going to be an interesting race. Definitely on this point, it's going to be definitely a fun 134 laps. Maybe a bit hard to top the real life finish that just happened a couple of minutes ago, but these drivers are definitely going to certainly try to put on a great show and a great battle. We're going to have Ray and the 81 of John Hagan up on the front row here. We'll see if Ray can be the super sub of delight and try to get that Affleck machine in victory lane as the pace car is going to get ready and pull on off.
41 cars. It presents new challenges here, and it looks like they've extended the yellow by one extra lap for an issue between, it looks like Oberstadt
23,
and
76, and 45. Yeah, something happened back there. There's stops.
Oh, I think it may be because of Patrick Allen. Let's see if we can back this up a little bit.
And we need a replay on this one.
Yeah, let's see if we can.
Oh, I saw what happened. The 20.
Oh, there's a trouble here. Oh, this is a little further back.
Yeah, a little up. 24 got into the 3.
Yeah, the 24, that is Richie Catania.
Just drifts down.
And
then right into Cheney, and then Thompson gets a big lick in the wall right there, along with, I think, the 23.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see to start off this race.
No, that's definitely a hauler visit for at least the 24 at the very least. Some good cars have some damage at the very minimum. So definitely going to have to see how that affects the 76. You can see right there in the Navy machine right there, I got a banged up front end. Selena Thompson.
Yeah, that's 76 of Kenneth Cheney that you're seeing there.
Yeah, that thing is... And he had a good finish last week, too. He had a top 5 run. Yeah. And now trying to come from the back here again, now with a wounded 76. Luckily, again, there is a fast repair on the docket, but you don't want to burn it under pace laps here. So we'll see how these cars can handle. If maybe it's minuscule and they can fix it under the first stage brake caution. But the pace car is now going to pull off again here, and we're going to get this show on the road.
41 cars, and as I mentioned, there's going to be a lot of challenges with this many cars on the track. This is the most in ARCS A Square Cup Series history. Green flag in the air, and away we go. And Hagen got a really good launch. Way better launch than Donald Ray.
You can see how it's stacked up that inside.
There's a 25 of Daniel Michel. We know how good he is at these tracks as well. But we're underway and racing here in Las Vegas. Donald Ray side by side with Michel. Hagen leads at the front of the field. But Michel's going to use the outside lane to take that second place away. First lap is clean.
Nearly led by the Taco Bell machine of not Jeremy Breo, the 81 Taco Bell machine of John Hagen.
Teammates there between Breo and Hagen. That's another team car for Breestron. Trying to go and take the season by storm like what they did last week at Daytona. Here comes Michel, though. Daniel Michel looking outstanding so far. Got on Ray, got to the bottom.
So it looks like he's going to try to clear here. Remember, he won the second race last season.
Yeah,
True,
he
that
won
was at
Las
Auto
Vegas.
Club.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, he won the Auto Club the second race of the season there. Yeah.
Yep.
This race last season. Yeah.
So yeah, looking good at the moment. Knows how to kind of shine when the brights are the brightest. Rookie of the year last season. Right now, still side by side with the 81. Can't get the run to clear at the moment. But as you can see further back, though, it is basically two abreast. As it looks like the 8 of Adams is slowly moving his way up. And that Carolina Hurricanes machine is now side by side with Donald Ray there. As we see a wide shot there, just showing how racy it truly is getting there. As you can see a little bit of a stack up there just behind it. His cars are trying to make a move. We followed Josh Gaiman right there a little bit further back, trying to get back up and get closer to the front.
Absolutely. Working up here, and oh, trouble. Big trouble.
Bunch of puff of smoke there. A couple cars definitely involved. Feemster was involved. Heard the despair on his radio.
Oh, this is 75. That's Brian Torcha filling in for James Kerr.
Looks like Tommy Withers was involved again, so he was involved in the ace. It's just called.
Oh, trouble there. Oh, is that it? That's Feemster involved? No, that's Brian Rupert filling in for Kevin Feemster here. Feemster, one of those that needed a super sub.
Actually, Feemster's in this race. Yeah, Feemster's in the 21, so.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting indeed.
Yeah, because he isn't there. He's in the 21. That's
yeah,
a standard
so that
car.
Was, so Brian Rupert's in the 1. He's filling in for someone.
Brian Rupert had the toe down here. Let's look at this restart here. Let's look at this incident in hand. This is actually the restart. We'll have to go all the way back a little bit further. Looks like it does start with Rupert here. This is out on the back straightaway. Oh, he got helped. Big time help. That is right. Davey Houck. Everyone trying to split the seams there. Ooh.
Yeah.
Brian Rupert in the 1.
Houck, like I said, Brian Tortilla. DeLay looks like he may have got a little piece too.
Yeah, Rupert. This is Rupert's normal number. Is the 1 in this series. We're used to Feemster being in the 1. But Rupert is actually in the 1 for this series.
Feemster's in the 21 like he was last season.
Correct, yes. Brian Rupert, again, we'll look here. See if we can get a different angle. And it looks like he's already loose here. This is a really interesting angle. Oh, because he bounces off a Baxter. That's what happened there. Let's go to the blimp cam here.
Good old blimp cam.
So, Brian Rupert, outside of your screen, the number 1 car. He's going to squeeze down on Ross Baxter here. And this is going to allow a lot of cars, obviously, get repairs from the formation lap incident as well. But it looks like they're just jockeying back and forth for position. It looks like Rupert's already battling the handling of that car. Bounces off of Baxter there. And Davey Houck. I mean, Davey Houck's trying to get off of him here, but Rupert's just still sliding. You see the smoke already pouring from the tires of that car. Davey just can't get off him enough. Gets him completely turned around. Garrison gets very lucky to miss that. I see a 75, that fill-in driver, Brian Torcha, not so lucky. Looks like Josh Gaiman tags the wall for a second there. That's the 80 of Mark Dila. Oh, the 80 Adila. Oh, is that Feemster that does get a piece of it? Yeah, it is Feemster
Yeah,
gets a piece of it.
That's why Feemster screamed the radio in despair, because that's what happened to him right there. He got a lick of it, and that explains where he got his piece.
Not as bad as some others, but that puts Brian Rupert in the very last position of this race. In pit lane with a long race to go. John Hagan at the front of the field, Daniel Michelle in P2. Then it's Donald Ray and Lilac Zier in row 2. Seth Wanzing and Jonathan Adams in row 3. Proudfoot and Gomez in row 4. Fifth row, Connor Knowlton and Austin Mongo, a set of rookies all over the top 10 from front to the back of the top 10. As this race continues on here, first caution of the night. It's been a very frantic start of this race.
Say that again. It was very peaceful at the front. And this is, again, the one of the risks when you see a lot of cars in the field, which, again, it's a good thing to have across the field. If you have a risk, especially at a narrow track like a 1.5 like this, sometimes there's not as much real estate you need. So definitely can have effects on that. So as the field gets bunched up here, the last couple cars get caught up. Brian Rupert has actually made it off the pit lane here. Looks like we're ready to go green again.
Pace car is in. It's Hagan and Michelle. Whoa, trouble for Hagan. Trouble for Hagan. Trouble for Hagan. Huge trouble for John Hagan. Hagan in huge trouble. He is in the infield.
Yeah, that's technical. That's a technical issue.
That is
still
a
not
huge
moved.
issue for John Hagan. When it rains, it pours.
He's now got it refired, so he is now officially going.
But that is a rough go here. Obviously, stage 1 ends on 25, so the chance of him going a lap down is slim, but it's not none with how far back he is and how much he has to get himself re-rolling again with the field coming to full song here on lap number 9.
It's very odd for the leader to have a mistake like that, and like I said, when it rains, it pours. It looks like John Hagan now having some latency issues as well, so I'll keep an eye on him. He's gotten it fired, he's gotten it going. Right there, though, for reference, we watched the battle here for second place play on. He is about to cross the start-finish line right about now. He was about 2 turns away, so as long as he can keep that pace going, he should be able to make it for the end of the stage without getting a lap down, but he's definitely going to have to work his way back up the field to try to get racy. So we'll cut back. We'll stay live here with the battle for second here. Seth Wanzing trying to get a run here on Daniel Michelle here.
Former teammates.
Yeah, I was about to say last season. Michelle going to get the advantage here. Wanzing will have to hold third and now going to have his hands full. He's just about to say Zier on the high side.
We're sharing the same brain cell today, and it's really, that's something else. But Seth Wanzing has to slide into the outside lane. Zier to the outside, staying on the outside lane, which is interesting because the outside lane is where the tires wear a little bit quicker. Whoa, trouble a little bit further back on most. That was between Proudfoot and Knowlton. Proudfoot keeps his foot in it and will take 5th place away from the rookie. And then there's the 8 of Jonathan Adams, who's made his way forward. Back again after dropping spots early.
Yep. Definitely saw early in that run there. He was definitely charging towards the front. He was top 3 and obviously fell a little bit back in the restart, looking to try to get back to where he was right now and just going to try to hang out here. Speaking of drivers that have made big lunges forward, taking a quick look at my little speedometer here, you can see that Breo's up 10 spots, Ryan Pinnell up 11. They're a little bit further back, 18th and 19th respectively, but they are both moving towards the direction towards the front what they can, so that's good when the stage ends here on 25. They're definitely going to be at least being out there to kind of net gain. So as long as they can hold out for both drivers, they're looking to make it a positive. You see Breo trying to make a move around Markowski there.
Let's see, Breo coming off of a win last time out, only qualified in the 30th position. Not what he wanted to have in this event, not where he wanted to start. But again, making those positions up here a little bit further forward. Former teammates once again going at it.
3 wide.
Sears on the inside. Kruger on the outside, that 04. 41 of Patrick Overstat in the middle. Then you have Josh Garrison there, the 44, up 7 spots. He's also moved a decent amount. So is Sears, up 9.
Speaking of in the biggest loser category, obviously John Hagan down 38 from where he started. Brian Rupert down 23, but for calling cars that are still running at the moment, you could say one of the biggest losers, Davey Haupt down 13, DeLeo down 9. Most of those are involved in the accident. Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence down 8. So that up towards the front, you can see a lead change has occurred. Michelle has gotten around Ray, now holding down second. So Michelle got a good change there.
Yeah, that's the big thing with Donald Ray at the moment. Obviously, Michelle showing he's got the short run car. It's all about developing the long run pace, though, because we talk about how long stage 3 is. That's an entire half of the race. Going to be a way different race at the end than what it is right now. Donald Ray still setting really good, though. Seeing some really consistent pace out of the 99 right now. Wanzing in the 9. It's Tombstone second and third. Behind Michelle. At the front of this field. Sears dropped a couple spots behind Proudfoot and Knowlton down to 6th. Then it's Gomes, Adams, Estes, and Mongold in your top 10 as things continue to run. Michelle looking for another race win.
Right now, this is kind of a feeling out process for a little bit here. Obviously, again, second race of a long season. Not as long as last year, but still a very long season. Obviously, the playoffs do not start until at least June, July. So they got actually even a little bit further, Mayish. But the point is there's still a long way to go before that happens, and it's kind of a feeling out process for some of these drivers right now. It's even in this race as well, it's still a feeling out process. You don't want to really push it, cause a mistake, and have an issue. So you want to know what your car can do, whether you got a short run car, long run car, and lastly, knowing that, for instance, second stage is a lot longer than the first, you want to know how you can save tires. As we saw in previous years, cars that got away, like Danny Michel, good example. He's great at short run pace. He's great at getting the car away. But something that was kind of his kryptonite is when the tires began to cliff and fall off, he was someone that kind of got caught more respectively and left out the drives. And it helped other drivers that knew how to save their stuff and get late into a run. So this is kind of a feel what you have and know what you can do here and see what you can do. As you can see right there, top 3 still holding, but look at Zier right there trying to make a move on Knowlton to get back in the top 5, try to cut the dog leg, but cannot get on the inside of Knowlton. Speaking of Knowlton, after his adventurous Daytona race last season, I'll put that behind him, put it in the rear view mirror, and trying to keep that momentum going. As someone that was highly touted, kind of a, I wouldn't say generational prospect, but someone that's highly touted to be a force in this series. Right now doing okay at the moment, that number 2 machine.
He's in the mix right now, and that's very important as we come to 6 to go in stage number 1. Donald Ray staying right on the bumper of the 25 of Daniel Michel, gets right to the white line. Wanzing, who's going to look, peek to the inside, may try to make a move on his teammate. Will make a move on his teammate here, and there's trouble further behind.
It wasn't trouble. I think Carmen got loose, but they were 3 wide there for a second.
They got loose.
Yeah.
Because he dropped several spots in a hurry.
Cars taking evasive action. The front got a good run. Couldn't the ball to come on through here. That in a Zier's Knowlton gonna try to. He's gonna do a prop foot. We haven't said much about him. He's been lurking back in the door.
Trouble almost. As we were looking at a technical issue, a sound issue with Kevin's microphone. They were 3 wide, and that almost went terribly for all 3 of them. Jonathan Adams were the worst of it, down in 9th place. Whoa, still trouble. Proudfoot and Knowlton. There is trouble. There is huge trouble. No still caution yet somehow because Proudfoot was able to save it, but now it's pandemonium here, coming to 4 to go.
I was trying to say is why technical difficulties were happening there. Proudfoot was carved his way up through the field here. Kind of a where did he come from situation. And right now the field's got very spaced out because of these last couple of incidents here. It's allowed the top 3 to pull away here and make it a battle between themselves. So right now, Michelle, Ray, Wanzig fighting off for the stage. After that, though, the Hornets has been a bit kicked. And for instance, Jerry Brao is now inside the top 10, now in 9th. Look at that there, the chaos there.
Look at all of that. That's Patrick Overstat, the 41. Trying to get to the top 10. He's in 11th right now, trying to battle with Austin Mongold. Mongold and Overstat, they're going to swap positions here. Overstat to the points position in the stage. 3 to go in the stage. Keep an eye. There's the 19 of Toby Estes, that Fast Pro Shops machine, working on Ross Baxter. In the 60, there's Tom Sears back in the mix, as is the 04 of Emma Kruger.
Well, those 2 incidents we saw there was like dangling a raw piece of meat in front of a bunch of hungry lions. And right now, you've basically had the urge to continue on here and charge up to the front. Look at this top 10 for a minute. It's been a little bit shaked up. LaJoy in 7th, Brao in 8th.
Yeah.
You got, like you said, the 41 of Overstat. He's now inside the top 10. And like Sears still there in range. Toby Estes, Baxter, Kruger, all within a shout here to maybe get some points here. So we'll cut back up here. We'll actually cut to 5th position here as we see LaJoy and Gomes fighting it out here for 6th spot here. And it looks like Gomes has the run at the moment to hold the spot. He will. LaJoy will have to try to jump back in line and get another run here. But as the leader comes around here to take the white flag in the stage, it doesn't look like Michelle will be caught on the same bait plane of existence for the Hagen fans out here. Highly likely he will be put a lap down, so he'll avoid major catastrophe here. The question is, how will this top 10 shake out?
1 lap to go in the stage. Daniel Michel trying to get back to that form he had in 2023. He's ahead of Donald Ray, the pole sitter. Then Seth Wanzing in 3rd, Sears sitting in 4th. Everyone shaking up here. Here comes Daniel Michel to the start-finish line. It's all about who finishes in 10th. Proudfoot will take the line in 10th. Nakasha comes out right there.
Look at Jeremy Brown. He is up to 6th position right now. He's
and
up
clearly
22.
so. Clearly so. Got around Gomes and Oberstadt there in the process, and LaJoy to get up into that 6th spot. Up 22 places from a starting position. Outstanding stuff here to end the stage.
Why he's a defending champion right there, and why he's a 2-time Daytona 500 winner, even though it's a different track. But he knows how to get towards the front when the pressure's on. Right there, talking about at first caution, it's about, like we saw with Sears, Breo, you have to get towards, or sorry, Sears and, Breo and Pinnell. The point is to get towards the front and get yourself a spot where you're competitive. Stage comes at the end, you can get re-racked and get a net position when the pit stops occur. So Breo definitely carved for the field there, got himself a good spot, and now took a poor qualifying spot. And now with this stage reset, oh, car got in the back, though, just hammered someone.
Who was that? Was that? So that's
8
LaJoy.
of Jonathan Adams.
So it's the 29 of LaJoy, the 8 of Jonathan Adams on the inside lane. What just happened?
LaJoy just came in hot there. Adams was stopped. LaJoy kind of came in hot there and ran into the back of the 8. See, right here, you're going to see him coming off the scene. They're like they're swerving, and then that is odd. It almost looks like
violent impact there.
Yeah. Very odd by LaJoy. You would think that with the cars around him slowing down in front of him, you would have to be on the brake. Like, that's very odd unless the throttle hung, which would be, at that point, you would think he'd be trying to tow.
That's a huge mechanical issue at that point.
Yeah.
Jonathan Adams coming down pit lane. He's got a fast repair, fortunately.
Yeah.
But you don't want to use a fast repair in stage 1 with this much of the race left.
And especially when he's just missed his pit box, so that's going to be even worse. But it's just a point where it's like, it's not even his fault that he was just riding. And next thing you know, he got basically smacked in the rear. So definitely going to be up to the ARCS stewards to figure out what happened there and get to the bottom of that one. But we see the race off pit lane conclude here. Dan Michel will win it. Everyone taking 4 tires here. No one rolling the dice to try anything different with it being a longer stage number 2. And right there, it's Michel, Wanzing, Ray's here, Gomes, your top 5 off. Mongold, big winner there, up a few spots, and Sears as well. Their virtual pit crews get him a good old win.
Yeah, Gearcats making their way forward as well. Kruger up to the top 10. Pelletier sharp in 11th now. So some moves going on here. Gums, he's the only driver. The reason why we're highlighting him right now, he's the only driver that is still where he started this race. Everyone is either gained or lost. He is exactly right where he started. He started 5th. He's in 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about consistency at the beginning of this race when there has been very little of it. Shelby, stage 1 winner to kick things off here tonight.
See the field get bunched up right now. So everything gets kind of like a few drivers coming down for a second round of service here. Some old names. David Wright coming in. Alfred Georgian as well. Brian Rupert coming in for probably more damage repair here. Everyone else still rocking out here. And again, with stage 2 being longer, obviously it's lap 75. We'll be going green presumably on lap number 30.
Yeah,
well, 30, 31.
Yeah, it'll be 31. So we'll have 40 laps because stage 2 ends on 70.
Mm-hmm. 75.
Was it 70? Because the race info says 70.
I heard Kent say 75 in race control, but
yeah, we'll see here because it says, yeah, looking at the race info, it says lap 70 here, so we'll see between 70 and 75.
yeah, too.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah, probably the race info is correct. Maybe it's just a misspeak by Kent when mislooked, but we'll see on that point. But regardless, it's still longer than the first stage, and then the final stage is the longest. So as field will get bunched up here, Michelle is going to absolutely not have control. There's no choose call here. He will take the inside, though. So it is going to be Michelle Wanzing front row. So former Sunday Money Racing / Tombstone teammates will occupy the front row here. Then it's going to be Ray and Zier, Gomes and Breo, 41 of Patrick Oberstadt, and Austin Mongold. And another two teammates there used to be for Line Power, Sears and Kruger, making up the fifth row here for the first 5 rows on this restart.
And you look at Danny Michelle, his last win came in September last year at Bristol. Looking to break that winless streak he's got building at the moment. Seth Wanzing, 2-time series champion. He won last season, broke his winless streak, would love to get back to victory lane, dealing with his former teammate, with teammates behind him, and Donald Ray. Donald Ray, a 2-time winner, won at Dover last in 2022. It's been almost 2 years since he's been to victory lane. Would love to make that happen here tonight. Lilac Zier, a rookie in the series, a winner in the SNS series on Saturday nights. Would love to add a win in the A Square Cup Series to her repertoire on top of the HTL Cup Series, which uses the same car. Ryan Gomes, another rookie. Then Jeremy Breo, last week's race winner in the 2022 series champion in that 6th spot. Then it's Oberstadt, Mongold, Sears, Kruger, Sharp, Estes, Baxter, the top 13. Getting ready to go here. It's a mixture of Toyotas, Fords, and Chevrolets all over the top 10. Pace car is in, green flag is out, and the second stage is underway. Right for the back here with Dustin Painter, who won the duel in Daytona almost a month ago. On board with him at the moment as things currently stand. He is trying to make his way forward, up 17 spots now. Tobias to his left-hand side there. He's following along with Dale Markowski in that 33.
Yep, right now hoping that Bucky's logo on the hood there will provide him some luck here as he tries to carve up through the field here. Like you said, the 19 on the inside there. And in a bit of a box here. Not much you can really do. Just got to be patient and charge to the field when you can get a fender in there. Looks like the battle for second is a little bit raging on here as well. Looks like Zier will drop a spot to third, but Zier going to try to challenge back here. So right there again, getting racy up front. Not much of a reprieve. One driver though on the move though is Emma Kruger.
Yeah, Seth Wanzing got into the lead there, got around the 25 of Michelle. Zier got around Donald Ray, so the outside line prevailed there on that restart. But now you see single file there for the first 7 cars. Tires gonna have to wear a little bit here, so drivers start jockeying around. We are gonna see a little bit more of what who's got what behind the wheel here in Vegas.
Because if the race was a 1-lap pace, it would be not much fun. So this is definitely where the drivers earn their virtual money of what you can do on the long runs here. Is Zier not going away here, still going to try to get that low side on 25, but just cannot get a corner panel in as Michelle is holding strong and keeping his nerve on that high groove. Now Zier could fall under pressure as Ray, Breo, Gomes all behind that.
And then there's Kruger on the inside lane there as well, the 04, using some of the checkup here because of how single file it has been. Kruger's going to make a move there on Gomes, the 55, and Roberts will follow. So Gomes falling backwards a little bit here.
Now Emma going to go to the high. Use the checkup to advantage, though, could fall from the same mistake, well, not mistake, but same issue that gave her those positions. So give and take if away at the moment. Looks like, though, not going to harm no foul as Roberts will jump up high to the preferred line. I see drivers just jockeying for spots to try to find something. And a bit of a
look at what Kruger just did. From the top to the bottom lane, got underneath Jeremy Breo there. Breo checked up behind Donald Ray, and Kruger's just picking off spots one at a time.
Yeah. Methodical.
Absolutely outstanding stuff right now from Kruger. Knowing which lane to go to and how to pivot to those lanes mid-corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and
hard to do.
Yeah, and that shows how she has grown on these ovals, because we're talking about it last year. When she got drafted by Line Power, we were like, she's going to be a great at the road course, as a threat to win, and she's still not trying to get that first win in A-square competition. But something where she's slowly gotten better and better at the ovals, that's what got her a good round of 8 appearance in that 70 machine last season, now the 04 this season. So she's definitely making it work here, and she's showing that those lessons have really paid off here, and she's grown as a driver. But right now, under attack here from Brandon Roberts, who will try to go around the high side here and put her outside the top 5 here. Still side by side at the moment, but I think Bren's going to have the advantage off corner exit here. Yeah, still side by side at the moment. Emma not giving up here, trying to keep that top 5 position alive for that 04 machine.
Seth Wansing leads the way. Ahead of Daniel Michelle, Lilac Zier in 3rd, Donald Ray in 4th. Those two have been battling all weekend long. Whether it's been on Bristol or here in Vegas, Bryn Roberts up to the 6th position. Kruger and Breo now battling. Those two have an established on-track rivalry between Champ Car in 2022 and Season 2 when they both raced together. And now here in the A-Square Cup Series.
A competitively friendly rivalry between the two for multiple different series.
Yeah, you see just behind Brea's Sharp, Pelletier Sharp, another driver from Gear Cats trying to make their way forward. Sharp sitting now in the 8th position of 17 spots.
Yeah, you can also add her to the biggest movers list, not just because she is currently moving up towards the front, something a loser would not be doing. Barry, the biggest mover. She's also charging towards the front here as well. Another driver that's sneakily
Trouble for Selena Thompson. Selena Thompson falling back here big time. Took 2 tires on that pit stop. Now struggling.
Yeah, now she's on the apron too.
Yeah, what happened to Selena Thompson? This is on the front straightaway.
Yeah,
she just tags the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Took 2 tires on that first stop, and it did not pay off.
She definitely likes rolling the dice, as we definitely see it happen. So, but at this point, though, obviously it's not really paid off, and I think she's coming on in this time by for service. Yeah, she's on the play. 2
tires was not the play there, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now she'll go 1 down. At least the positive is she is, I think, one of the only drivers 1 down lap down. I think actually it is also
Brian Rupert is also 2 laps down.
Yeah. So she'll, as long as she goes 1, no, he's now 1. So
yeah, he's
they're both going to be 1.
He got the free pass on the stage break. Yeah.
So I was going to say it would have helped her out if she was advantage ahead of Rupert. Now Rupert and her being on the same lap count, it's not going to help her in the race to get back on lead lap here. So Crew going to try to do something here, see if she can get back in this race. We'll keep an eye on her, but with a long damage clock, it's going to be at least a lengthy pit lane. Because remember, she probably had to burn that fast repair after that incident on the pace lap because she was involved. So does not have that fast probably anymore, and now going to have to sit and wait in the box. So as we watch the lead here as well, Wansing still holding strong at the moment. Single file for the first 5. And then you can see it getting a little racy there for 6 as Breo is under attack here from Pelletier Sharp, the 2 biggest movers of the race. And Sharp showing the veteran Breo a little know-how, as now Sharp up 6, Breo down to 7th, Donald Rado down to 8th. He has kind of gone the wrong way quickly, hoping to try to turn that around.
We mentioned how long this stage is, 40 laps in this stage at least. Depending on what information is correct, it could be 45. Right now, we're only 15 laps into the stage. We could see pit stops. Actually, legitimate pit stops, not just pit stops for damage like what we saw with Selena Thompson.
Yeah. Definitely, I would not be shocked on that. You may see a few drivers. Tom Sears loves to run it long. We saw it last week at Daytona, tried to run it long. A few other drivers run it long as well. There's an element of running it long here to make something happen. But we see up front here as well, you can see Roberts. Again, it's very interesting to note the top 3 right there, all former Sunday Money Racing drivers. 1, 2, 3, now Tombstone. 1, 2, 3 at the moment. So basically a former team meeting here basically happening at the front line as they battle it out here to see who's kind of the better driver. And again, all 3 drivers are good in their own right, as they all won last year, the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. So definitely strong in their own capacity, but right now Wansing still leads the way as Michelle is firmly holding on to 2nd, as Robert is just kind of taking a bit of a check here to see if he can maybe get a run on that 25 machine.
Battle for the race lead on your screen at the moment. Kruger in 4th with Pelletier Sharp in 5th, Zier in 6th. As they work together right now, but this is the battle for the race lead. Here comes Michelle trying to charge through. Brendan Roberts up to 3rd. Seeing some of the drivers that have done well on the tire saving. Baxter, not Baxter, sorry, that's Gums, the yellow and blue number 55 that got loose out of 2.
Yep.
Baxter a little bit further back in this order in 21st position, not in the top 10. There's Michelle.
I'm watching a little bit further outside the top 10 there. 2 wide, almost 3 wide for 11th here. As they actually are 3 wide with Nolan the 19 and the Bucky's machine. As they are fighting hard here, tooth and it's the Bucky.
Yeah, very close. Very close between Painter and Knowlton. Painter trying to move his way forward here in this battle.
There's that 00 Wygent trying to split the middle in the Pepsi machine. Remember, Wygent had a kind of a poor showing last week at the 500, looking to rectify that and get that 00 in a better
That's
spot
Jack
here.
Mulkey in the 00. Wygent's off.
Yeah, filling. Yeah, thank you for the correction there. Still, though, trying to get that 00 some good owner's points at the very least then.
Yeah, Jack Mulkey, 2022 Arrowhead 500 champion.
Oh, Brent Roberts pinning this time by his Painter clips the curb there, so looks like you were correct, Carmen. Scheduled stops are expected in this stage as 84 is going to try to split this in half, and he is going to hit the box.
It's hard to do, very hard to do, especially with how difficult this pit lane is. You got to get all the way down. 15 miles an hour he does.
Yeah, little lock up there. Obviously, he's going to change the tires here, so it will not matter if he locked it up, but let's hope he got it low down in time.
One retirement in this race. Lyndon Thompson is out.
Wansing just dropped connection.
Oh, wow.
Wansing's connection just dropped, and he had that plague him last season, so he was leading this race. He is now basically connection issue right there. We'll see if he can get back in here, but he's definitely going to lose at least a lap, couple more with it being green flag run, but Wansing was having issues last season in the early parts of the season with internet issues, and it looks like it's plagued reared its ugly head again here, and he's definitely not going to be too thrilled inside that virtual cockpit right now as he tries to get that car back on the track here.
So Michelle now pretty well alone at the front of the field. Kruger, Sharp, and Zier and Breo the top 5. But attrition becoming the way of the race. Brian Gomes in pit lane now. So Robert's the first one to take pit stop here for actual scheduled service. Gomes will follow suit.
Knowlton in this time by, confirm that as well. So it's slow at the moment right now. Obviously, pit lane, maybe a few drivers
I think a lot of drivers here, you look at, obviously some drivers taking the decision to go early. You put yourself at a risk of a caution coming out and you being pinned a lap down.
Yeah, and I was just about to say, with how tricky of a pit lane this can be, I think some of these drivers are thinking it's going to be chaos getting on that pit lane a little bit. So they're thinking a few drivers may mess it up, and it takes a couple having a slight hoo-ha-ha coming into the pit lane, and next thing you know, it's caution, and drivers like Bren Roberts, Ryan Gomes.
Kruger in the wall.
Yep, just about to say, that could have been an incident right there. She'll keep it off, but she's going to lose a couple spots here. She's going to pin it on the apron here. Yeah. Yeah, she'll just hold on the apron here and say, all right, I'm going to come on in this time by. She's going to lose some time, but it could have been a lot worse as Michelle still leads the way. This is the battle for second as the 18-89 almost teammates in another, the teammates in possibly another series, but definitely not teammates here as it almost happened if Gear Cats got the way, but they are for 2 different ownerships. Is B-Tron trying to get around the Gear Cats machine here, 3rd and 2nd. Baxter also going to come in this time by as well, so gaming as well. So it's definitely getting more and more chaotic here. Some drivers just going long.
Yeah, several drivers coming down to the inside lane there, getting ready to make a pit stop happen. Michelle stays out. Pelletier Sharp and Zier, teammates in the Champ Car World Series. Not so much here. Zier Racing Presidential Racing. Both of them getting passed now by, that is Oberstadt in the 41. Doing an outstanding job right now. And Breo in the 74. Tobias in the 19. We know how good he is at these tracks as well. He's made his way forward up 11 spots from where he started.
You are correct. It is a Presidential Racing Series driver for not B-Tron. B-Tron was 3rd in the draft. But anyway, Proudfoot going to come in this time by former Presidential Racing driver in his own right. Allen Jr. also coming in. So, yeah, this is where it takes the advantage. If you're a driver that saved your tires, you can go longer here and push it longer. Obviously, you probably can still have to take a pit stop here, per se. But going long here, if you save your tires, you can at least save some speed so you don't lose as much time. And also, the advantage is if it stays green, you're going to have those fresher tires to try to chase down the cars that are going for the undercut.
Coming to 15 laps to go right now. I'm coming to 14 to go in the stage, I believe. Okay, it could be 70, could be 75. We've heard different reports, so we'll see where that's at. Everyone's hoping that's coming to coming to 14 to go, because that makes a little bit easier.
Easier math.
Estes on the outside of Peltier. Sharp makes that a very easy one. There goes Seth Wanzi back out on track. You saw the 9. Trying to stay out of the way of those that are in the race lead group here.
And at this point, it's just damage control. He is 8 down at the moment.
Yeah.
So he's not even in a situation to get his laps back because Gomes is 2 down. So, and I think Gomes may have got busted for something. So it's just on that point at the very least.
Gomes
he's just
got busted for speeding.
Figured. There's no one else. Obviously, Gaiman's 1 down. The rest that came in, but doesn't really fit the point.
Dan Michel clear by 3/4 of a second over Patrick Oberstadt, but Oberstadt, someone that is not renowned for being a intermediate or a tire-saving guru, up to 2nd place in a long green flag run here at Vegas, a track that eats tires up. Patrick Oberstadt, a lot of drivers are saying, oh, he's good at Daytona, he's good at Talladega, he's good at Atlanta. No, he's good. Just straight up, he's good.
Yeah,
Oberstadt doing a really good job right now, up to 2nd place. Wheeling it off right now for Carolina Beagle.
Right now, trying to prove the haters wrong here, because I think at the draft, some people were like, oh, why did they take him so high? Obviously, because the family connection. But he's definitely proven why he's definitely deserving here to be here. And you can see right there, Wands again, just trying maybe, hopefully,
he's trying to race his laps back here.
Yeah, trying to at least get himself in the spot, because, again, if caution come out, Gaiman would be the lucky dog right now, currently 1 down as the cycle is not yet concluded. But again, if he can get himself ahead here, put him 7 down, and then
in this
try to
cycle,
work.
He can, if the pit stops go all the way through, Wanzi can grab 2 of those laps back. If he can get one of these back now and then get the second one when the leaders pit,
correct.
He goes from 8 to 6 laps down, and that's important. That is so important.
Yeah, because if a caution were to come out, obviously if we get multiple cautions, A, that would allow him possibly to check that off, but B, at the same point, is if cars start retiring, you never know in a situation if it gets chaotic late, there may not be enough laps. So it's best to minimize that damage. So at the very least, if cars retire late in the race and they have damage, you can at least maybe pick off a few extra spots and save your save the points. Again, the season's so short, every point matters. You can only afford so many mulligans. So as we see here again, a few more cars are likely to come in. I think Michelle.
Whoa, yeah, Michelle's coming in now. Yeah, because he was getting very slow. Patrick Oberstadt will be the new race leader. Then Toby Estes behind him. Lilacs here in 3rd. Breo 4th. Sharp 5th. As pit stops continue, it's a long pit window that was triggered by Bryn Roberts and Ross Baxter.
Again, Roberts is going to come out with a big gap here when this all cycles through here, presumably with the undercut. Oberstadt coming in this time by the 41 as well. We can confirm that through the pipeline. So he will come in.
It's going to be really tight there for Oberstadt, the 41.
Michelle just missed his box by a little bit. He had a reverse. That's going to cost him some time here. But I don't think he took 4 in his stop.
That means there's no point because there's not that much time left in the stage.
Yeah, everyone's coming in at the end of the stage anyway, but just pointing it out that he missed his box, but he did not elect to take 4. He just took fuel only, a quick stop and go here. So we'll see how he all cycles through here as he's now officially away. And you see right there as he merged on the track.
I believe we're looking at Toby Estes who made
slow. 61 is slow on 3 and 4 right now. And he stopped,
Oh, that's trouble. That's a caution.
And that's what the strategy could play out. Here's Bryn Roberts, 1 down, handful of drivers, 1 down. This just played bad for some drivers here that went for the undercut, and this is the risk of it. And for others, this is going to work out perfectly.
Wow, what happened to Josh Gaiman here? This is out of 2.
Yes, I saw him. He lost it on his own.
He lost it on his own, and then lost it
again. Thought he had
it
saved, and
no one hit him.
Yeah, and then he locked it down. At this point, he's just stopped on the track. And with being 41 cars, you need a caution here because that's just a dangerous stop to be located in. Even though it looks like he may have could have got it going there, but again, just better safe than sorry than someone else getting in an incident. So that will bring out the caution here. Again, this will really hurt some drivers and also even Seth Wansing as well, as they could not get the strategy to work here.
Try to figure out who that other 41 car is, because that's not the correct 41 car.
No, you're right. It's the one ahead of...
it's Steven Oberstadt.
Oh. Interesting.
See if that's an issue with trading paints.
I would assume. Let me see his on my retrospect what he's driving here, because it's the 3 on my screen.
See if we can get that fixed then, because yeah, we have 241s, and it's they're both brothers.
Yeah.
That's the funny part. I was like, let's see the 41 car. It's Steven Eberstadt.
Yeah. On my screen, he's driving the Rogers Boats Black Rifle Coffee 3. So.
See if we can get that updated for everyone real quick then. But Eberstadt's in the right number. Although now he's got to take a wave around here. That's gonna be a lot of wave rounds.
Yep.
Because 23 cars just got a free pit stop.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that's how many cars were on the lead lap. 23 cars were still on the lead lap there.
Yeah.
Oh, did Tom Sears not pit? Oh, no.
Oh,
Tom Sears didn't pit. Neither did Josh Battles or David Wright, I do not believe.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was looking at
They're
like,
not the only ones that did not.
Yeah.
So, but Sears not pitting really hurt.
That just sent a few drivers that are going to be a little bit mixed at that.
Cross.
Yeah. Not going to be too thrilled. So that's only going to allow 3 cars to get the wave round here. Michelle, the 41, and the 3. So both Oberstadts and Michelle will get the lucky break here. Tom Sears and a few others will pin the rest down one. Some of the notable names on that list is going to be Proudfoot, Knowlton, Kruger, Baxter, Painter, Catania. All one down here.
That's going to be so disappointing for some of those cars that.
Yeah, look at that. Proudfoot was legitimately one back. That's Proudfoot who's currently one down.
Yeah, Proudfoot's stuck a lap down. Yeah.
Yeah. As he now has to drop to the back because unlucky. Now he's going to be in a race with a handful of other competitive cars to try to get that lucky dog with the stage looming to a finish here. Whether it be 70 or 75, that stage end looms close, and it's going to be a race to get on. Brent Roberts also got the lucky dog, so he does not need to take the wave round. However, he'll be on the tail end of the longest line. But at the very least, he will have his lap back, and he will have a chance to compete again.
Seth Wansing, how disappointing is this? Sitting right now in the number 9, 39th right now is where he's sitting.
Yeah.
2 cars out of this race. Selena Thompson and Patrick Allen are the 2 cars out.
Both technical. Well, Thompson was not tactical, but at least like Alice was. But yeah, 2 cars out. Wansing just kind of just sitting here, can't get himself, because again, that's cost him a few wins last season where he was like trying to get through, and even he's like, I know I can get a win. I can get that competitive 9 car in victory lane. And he was looking good today, but right now, unless a divine intervention happens, he's not going to get back in this one and could be competitive. So he's just going to have to try to get back on the hauler and try again next week, just hoping to get some extra spots here. And that's the thing that stinks. In previous years, there may have been field 30, 35, have a 41, so it's more damage field. And like, it doesn't help that it's such a short season. Just a double kick.
Yeah, it's a big kick in the teeth right there for Wansing. Again, race is not over by any stretch of the imagination, but it's going to be hard getting into this. There's the number 9, middle light, number 9. We'll see if we can talk to him here in the stage break when it comes to in stage 2. The front of the field, Tom Sears, Josh Battles. Not said his name hardly at all the last 2 weeks. He's here at the front, so is Kenneth Chain, the 76, who's involved in that formation lap issue. He's alongside David Wright there in row 2. Austin Mongol, Jimmy Breo in row 3. Gonna be an intense fight at the front of the field for the stage points. Top 10 score points in the stage.
Yeah, top 3 Sears, Battles, Wright did not come in on 64 with varying difference of strategy. So first one, fresh tires will be Zier, but as pace car comes on in, it's going to be on Sears' control. Green flag is out, and away we go. Great launch by the 14. Question is, can he hang on? Look at that, 3 wide for second there. You can see that pink machine of Mongol try to split the middle there. You see Chaos Few drivers going on the low apron side here. Braille being
Mongol really trying to charge his way forward here. Again, remember the top 3 in that restart had not taken tires.
You were correct, Carmen. It was lap 70, so the stage will end on lap 70. His pit lane has been officially closed here. Breo,
That's what I thought.
I don't know if Breo made it in. He tried to pit there. I don't know if he made it for the stage, the thing closed. So we'll see what happens at 74 as he makes service here. As he was slow off the apron. But yeah, we'll keep an eye on that as we'll do an update as we finish out here. Sears, though, still holding on, looking to make that strategy work. Shane gonna get put
trouble.
in the middle.
David Wright saved that car. Woo! Wow. That was a tight save. 1 to go in the stage, and it's not over.
Yeah, this is the part, though, where it's a bit sketchy when you're in the middle hole here right now as you're getting watched. It goes Breo on the inside, on the apron. But you can see right there, so you're going to try to make a move out Cheney. You can see on that high side as well. You got the 33 of Markowski trying to ride the needle that far in the wall.
Look at Peltier Sharp at the front of this field.
Going to get around.
Jack Mulkey coming to the checkered flag in stage number 2. Peltier Sharp's going to win her first stage.
That's
going to
be
flag. The caution's out.
Yep. Looks like 71 also had to take Purvis on pit lane as well. But but we'll take a look here again. Just it's Sharp, Mulkey's, Sear, Joy, H, Hagen, Wright. Should be. Looks like actually. I think I know. Well, actually, I'll hold this on. I hear a lot of radio comms here. Worth noting, first of all, that Sharp, Mulkey, Zeers all pit there. So they pitted under there with 4 tires at 64, and that's what allowed them to charge to the field. Secondly, what caused Breo to pit there was a speeding penalty. He got a speeding penalty before the caution came out when he pitted, and he had to serve that penalty. So that's what happened to him, and he couldn't serve it when the pit lane closed, so he could not serve his penalty, so he'll have to take another penalty here. So that's what happened to him. Thirdly, you see cars pulling off here. A few will stay out, which again is not going to help the cars wanting to get a wave around here that are still pinned 1 down.
Brandon Proud will be the free pass recipient here tonight for stage 2. So he will get his lap back the hard way. It puts Emma Kruger, the next car, a lap down. However, the car is not pitting. Top 5 all stayed out there. Kruger will not get a wave around here.
Nope. As
things stand.
So Proudfoot obviously got the hard way. Kruger will have to try to hope for another caution here. Again, Breo has now pulled it behind the wall here. After that penalty, his race is now done. So Breo will pull it behind the wall. Not happy with how things played out there, and he'll be moving on to next week here. So we'll not see a back-to-back winner. So race done for the 74 machine. But now this gets interesting because you have right now the first top 10 here. Actually, you can get top 10, actually top 11, top 10. LaJoy is currently 11th. He pitted. Top 10 all pitted on 64 here. All took tires and fuel and whatnot. So obviously they stayed out because there's no reason to pit this early in a stage with another caution, another pit stop looming for the whole field here. Then you have the rest that came in on 71 here, just at the end of the stage here. Varying strategies. Mark DeLay decided to roll the dice, took 2 tires, actually fuel only. Rest of the field took 4. Another notable driver is Mike LaJoy, who also took fuel only. So a lot of the cars on 71 obviously took the pit stop and got 4 tires, which is going to be a net gain for some like Sears. He was running around 15th, 20th, and now he's going to be outside the top 10 here with one of the freshest rubbers in the field. So definitely going to make that work for him here. As you can see, looks like that was Kobe S is coming out of pit lane again there. But regardless of that point, though, very chaotic here, and we're going to see if the drivers that came in on 71 can use a slight tire advantage to try to make something happen. Almost feels like it may have fell into the race just a bit here. Obviously, again, it's not that big of a deficit from 64 to 71, but as the run goes on, that's going to definitely help some of these cars out here.
While we have a chance to see if we can talk to Seth Wansing, who is in pit lane now. See if we can grab a word with him. Obviously not where he wants to be in this race. Sitting 39th, multiple laps down. Let's hear from him. Seth, this is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Carmen, I got you.
All right, we see you in pit lane here, leaving pit lane. Technical issue really kind of affecting you here. What happened?
My screen froze, and then it went white. So, of course, when I got control of the race and have a really fast car, iRacing decides to choose me. So, won't be indicative of how fast the car was. We'll just finish it out and hope proud footer Donald Ray can get it done.
Obviously a very disappointing race so far for you, but is it a silver lining seeing that your car's already been competitive so far at very different tracks here? We saw a little piece of it last season. It seems like it's coming out a lot more here this season so far. Obviously we go to Phoenix, a track that's going to be very interesting, then Pocono, the next couple races there. Is this, does the pace that this team have give a little bit of confidence that you can bounce back from this and get yourself back in victory lane here sooner?
Oh, it gives me huge confidence, and I know my drivers are fast, and even the subs that I find are fast. These Ford Mustangs are really fast, Carmen. It's just, you know, I'm like what everybody said last year. I'm the slouch of the group, so you know it would have been nice to be able to stay up front with a really fast car. I thought I had something figured out there in the middle line. If someone runs middle there, they're probably gonna run the race. You save time and you keep the momentum rolling. So. Would have been nice to stay up front and try to win this thing. I definitely have a race-winning car, but we'll ride it out.
All right, Seth. Well, good luck here. Long race left to go, and let's see if you can grab some more positions. Good luck.
Gonna try. Thanks, Carmen. Hope everybody enjoys the show at home.
Seth Wansing sitting right now 39th. Will gain a couple spots here with Jeremy Brea's retirement, but not where he wants to be at all. But obviously, I'm optimistic there. Team's got pace across the board. It's Jack Mulkey and Lilac Zier front of the field. Green flag is back out. Stage 3 underway. Outstanding stuff so far. Mulkey with a chance
Yeah.
to do something he's not done before, and that's win a race in the A's Quick Cup Series, filling in for Pacey Wygant, another driver that we know is extremely quick and very highly rated. But there's some really quick cars behind. Zier, Markowski, Hagan, Ray, Ryan Pinnell, Davey Houck, Ryan Torcha. Torcha back up to the top 10 after losing the front of that car under the formation lap. Now sitting in the top 10, Kevin Feemster in 9th. Withers, who won this race last year, keep an eye on the McDonald's number 23. He's in the top 10 again.
Yeah, and again, he was also involved in an opening lap melee and the lap 2 caution. So, lap 5, I should say. So definitely trying to get pointed in the right direction here. But I was talking about it a little bit earlier. I was about to say, we talked about Donald Ray. If he was the super sub that won, how would that shake things up? Well, same thing for right now, the 00 of Mulkey, I should say. If he were to win, how would that shake things up? Would that give him a chance to get a full-time seat somewhere? And then as we follow board here, Withers trying to go back-to-back. Not many drivers can say they've done that in back-to-back years, winning at the same track 2 years in a row. But right now, at the moment, Zier, purple and white machine. Almost want to say blue. It isn't purple with the Ford stickers as she's trying to pull away here and get a little distance as Hagan trying to get second. And we know from experience, Carmen, we saw that battle in the AdBox Cup Series on ABN. Those two had some great wars in fighting. So definitely not allowing 1 or 2 to go away here. They're going to keep this fight going all night long if they can help it out here. As Mulkey going the wrong way quickly as Donald Ray is on the inside of that 00.
And you think about with Zier and Hagan in the ACL Cup Series, and Zier got her first win at Daytona at the end of last year. Hagan was the one that pushed her to that race win. So they know what it's like not only race against each other, but also work together. So as Hagan gets second place, there's Donald Ray in third now, getting around Mulkey, who drops down to fourth. There is a lot of respect between Zier and Hagan.
Yeah.
So they're not going to race each other. It's not going to be tooth and nail, the fight in that, like we would see like between Donald Ray and between Zier, between Mulkey and Hagan. It's going to be a little bit more friendly. I think they're going to try to work together here if they can, to hopefully just try to break away from this group. Try to sort of isolate it. This is a long race. This is the longest stage of the night. Try to isolate themselves a little bit. Try to break themselves away from the rest of this group as the rest of the group fights with Ray, with Mulkey, with Houck, with Pinnell, with Markowski, Withers, Feemster, Dila, the entire run of the field. But as you see, Donald Ray right there on the bumper of Hagan. Hagan has to make a move here, and Hagan moves to the outside of Zier, with Donald Ray sitting in the shadows. And Hagan's going to take the race lead here for the first time. He leads lap 81, his car 81. Zier holds onto the inside lane there on the bottom. Mulkey on the outside lane will try to get around and take second place away. You're at Seth Wansing, say the middle lane was the lane to be in. Mulkey's in that lane right now. Hagen chose not to be in that lane, or not to stay in that lane at least.
Mm-hmm.
You see them all fan out there. That's the 25, Michelle getting back up into the top 10.
Mm-hmm. Entering the path less explored, hoping it pays out there. 89 clipped the curb, though. She slides up. Oh, that's going to cause a bit of a stack up here. She slipped the apron there. Just saw it there. I thought that was Damage City we were looking at there, but Zier, good car control.
But you see, and you talk about how much it checked everyone up.
Yeah.
You were very right on that.
In the back, though.
Feemster
That was Feemster. Check up. Luckily, no one else is going to plow.
Feemster and Markowski.
Yep, no one will plow in either car here, so they'll both make it through. Well, minimal. Well, maybe not minimal. We'll have to take a look at the replay here to see how much damage they have, but no one else will add more damage to either machine.
Looks like Lawrence also got a piece of that as well.
Yep, you are correct.
So this is the part of, and this again, this built up for a little over half a lap. Because it's all really started with Lilac Zier. Just overcompensated for the car. Just clips the white line. We're going to see that there. Zier tries to get down, pinches too much.
Things a little loose. She comes up the road. Donald Ray gets a little stack up there. Then she goes further up to try to get out of it. And then you can see the effects that causes. Right on board here with Dale Markowski is a little bit further back, right ahead of him. I think that is Feemster. Feemster gets a little touch there on the corner panel. Markowski nowhere to go. Both collide. And at that point, both of them get ping-ponged. And Lawrence comes in and... yeah, he got a big look. I also think Brian Rupert may have got a piece as well. We'll take a look at Lawrence's perspective here as well. You can see the smoke pop up, goes high, tries to go low, hits the 44.
Garrison.
Yeah.
Garrison got a piece of that as well. You said Brian Rupert may have had a piece of that as well. Let's see if we can go and look at him. I don't think he did.
I swear I saw him get a little damage here. Well, he's a little further back here. There
you can see that's where Garrison got a piece of it.
And then...
oh, he did get a piece of it, but he looks...
right there.
Oh, yeah, you can see it. No, it looks like it may have been netcode, though.
Yeah, so he got away with it, but I did see him get in there.
Imagine being that lucky there. Rupert needs a little bit of luck. He went a lap down early. Let's see if he can ride on board with Josh Garrison, who had a really decent piece of this shot.
He got a good run here. You can see through the corner here.
And
then the smoke happens.
Yeah. Teammate Mike LaJoy.
At that point, it was too, he got in the LaJoy, checked him up just a bit. Lawrence was going low. Garrison happened to be there. At that point, Lawrence's fate was sealed. There's nothing Lawrence can do once Garrison filled that hole. And yeah, Garrison survives. Lawrence, not as much. And we'll take one more high blimp perspective here for the vacuum watch Markowski.
Yeah, this has already pretty well happened here. Hard contact with the wall of Markowski. Catania. Catania, Rich Catania got lucky there.
Yep.
And then you see everyone obviously check up further behind. Hard impact there for Lawrence. There's Rupert getting involved. Looks like Baxter May got a piece of it in there.
So back to live action we go. That's going to allow one car to get lucky dog here. See about who that was. Should have looked at that line. Maybe it was... wasn't Kruger, wasn't Painter. I think it was Gaiman that got the lap back here.
Yeah, it would have been. There's Josh Gaiman in pit lane now, so it would have been him. He's on the lead lap in 25th position. 25 cars on the lead lap.
Some notable names that are really one down is Painter, Tanya, Emma Kruger, Baxter.
This puts us in a very interesting spot.
Yeah, it does.
50 laps to go.
Obviously, one pit stop still looms. We saw that kind of space out around the last stint. So you kind of go long here and then make it one more. But it's going to be interesting how it plays because you're going to have to save some tire to try to push this long if it goes green the rest of the way. But you can make it on one more stop, presumably, looking at the analytics here.
For everyone tuning in, we appreciate spending your time with us here on ABN1. I'm Carmen Sienna alongside me, Kevin Young, to present tonight's action here in Las Vegas. We're in the stage 3. Getting ready to see double foul. Here's Jack Mulkey, Lilac Zier, Donald Ray, Ryan Pinnell, and Davey Houck. All 5 of them stayed out here, as did Tommy Withers. Danny Michelle also stayed out. Looks like a lot of the field stayed out here. Looks like the first drivers that came in, John Hagen came in on lap 83 there. He's down in the 8th row of the field. So a lot of drivers not coming in here. This is going to be very interesting, this restart.
Yeah, it is. You can say that again, Carmen.
Jack Mulkey, Lilac Zero lead the field to green on the oldest tires in the field, along with Donald Ray, Ryan Pinnell, and Davey Houck. This is very interesting. As I mentioned, the strategy call is going to be interesting. For those that just came in pit lane, they still have one guaranteed stop. This is going to be a wild restart.
They're gonna see that again. Tires are important here. John Hagen could use the opportunity to carve through the field like butter. Bean. Car. Mulkey and Zier can hold pressure here along with the rest. Make it.
A little bit.
He's control.
Sounds like another mic issue there for Kevin. Well, but we got Mulkey and Zier. Then Ray and Pinnell. Houck and Michelle, top 6, green flag in the air, and Jack Mulkey with a really good restart there. Donald Ray gets to make up for it too. But we're racing once again here in Las Vegas. Less than 50 laps to go.
That right
Ray
there is clear. Lap led in the books. It looks like it's going to be, I think, Zier by a fender there. Zier, Mulkey side by side. Mulkey up the road!
That was close.
Yep, you can say that again.
It just washed out just a little bit. Now in the middle, 3 wide. And now you're seeing some of the drivers that were on fresh tires trying to charge their way through the field. John Hagen trying to make his way forward. But now you see the giant checkup of cars. There's Houck in the 28, the 12 of Pinnell, the 23 of Withers, the 84 of Roberts, Sharp, Dila, Estes, all in this group still.
And
Mulkey stuck in the middle. Stuck right just there, hard in the middle.
It's a lone when that happens, when you got the old tires and you're just trying to hang on there and you get
turned up the nose of D-line, and that's going to be trouble. Cars in the wall. Caution out again. There's Swansea involved. Dila. Hagen got a piece of it. Nolan got some of it as well.
Yep. God, it was 2 basically separate incidents there. We had one incident with the 75. Hagen got a piece too as well. So a lot of those cars that just came in to take fresh tires, they just got clocked out by that incident right there.
Huge incident, and this is already happening entering turn 3. See if we can get a better angle of it. Jack Mulkey got turned there by Mark Dila. Let's see if Mulkey moves down or if Dila moves up. Dila in 80, Mulkey in the 00. Dila's moving up the racetrack. Mulkey starts moving down. That's hard, but Dila moves up first. And they just get together at the worst possible point. And John Hagen, he gets clipped by that. That's going to tear those tires up that he just pit for. A little bit of damage there on the wall. And he is in pit lane, so he is getting that damage checked out. But that was disaster piece right there. There's Mark Dila, Seth Wanzen we saw there involved in that as well. And again, you just see the damage here all the way through. In real time, it just hurts. Mongold in that. There's Feimster in that. There's so many cars in that, and there's so many that had close calls with it. That is just painful to the highest degree.
It hurts because like I was saying, a lot of those cars had fresh tires. They just pitted to try to get off sequence and try to make something happen. And now they get damage. For some, they probably are burnt their fast repair like Nolan, Feimster. For others, they're just trying to hang on here and get out of it. So it's interesting. Now it's kind of a bailout for some because some just came in. Obviously, we saw pit stops occur there, and we saw Hagen come in again. Zier, Ray, Pinnell, Withers, George, all in per se to make different strategies. And that's going to allow Michelle, Hawk, and Roberts to take the top 3 spots here. And again, they're on the old stuff.
Yeah, Davey Houck, the only driver on that penalty lap 64 that has not come in since. Michelle put on 71, Roberts on 71, so does Sharp, Estes, and Oberstadt. Probably put on 72 because he was a wave around car.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Adams, Cheney, LaJoy, Gaiman, Hagen, Zier, Ray, Pinnell, Withers, George, Wright, Feemster, Painter, Markowski, Sears, Torcha, Mulkey, and Mongold. 25 cars on lead lap here. And they will stay on the lead lap. Emma Kruger, still the first car a lap down, did not get the free pass because she got some contact from that incident.
Hayner was the one that got the lucky dog. He was avoiding all the incidents, so he got the lucky dog. And he will benefit out of that and will actually get back on the lead lap.
Really good stuff there by Dustin Painter there, the Bucky's number 65.
Mm-hmm.
Love seeing that car. Did really well in Daytona.
Yeah, won a heat race.
Yeah, won one of the duels. Won the first one. Gonna be another lap of caution here as we get ready to go. And for everyone tuning in, we welcome you to ABN Esports coverage of the ARCS A² Cup Series season. Next week's race from Phoenix will be on ABN2 as the Winstyle Cup Series season begins. And it'll be right here on ABN1. So we have to bring double the coverage on Sundays beginning next week. Daniel Michelle, Davey Houck will be at the front of the field here tonight for this restart in Stage 3. Coming to 42 laps to go right now. Roberts there in third. He's been quick. We didn't see him at Daytona last week, but he won this duel. He won Duel 2 in Daytona. He's got an opportunity there. So is Liv Peltier Sharp, looking for her first win in the 7th gen stock car machines. Toby Estes, Patrick Oberstadt, Brennan Proudfoot, Jonathan Adams, Kenneth Cheney, and Josh Gaiman, your top 10. Coming to the green flag here. It's been a wild race. 41 cars took the start here tonight. That is a record in the ARCS A² Cup Series. 41 cars. It's more than we had last week at Daytona.
Yeah, true.
Gonna be a lot of fun here tonight. Seeing how this race plays out. Coming to 41 laps to go in this race. It's Michelle and Houck. Sharp, Roberts, Oberstadt, Estes, Proudfoot, Adams, LaJoy, Cheney, top 10. Green flag back out, and away we go.
The first lap is in the books here for the restart here. Michelle pulling away here with Roberts in second. Attention is focused a little bit further back here, just inside the top 10 there. You see Gaiman right there. And a little bit of a ding-dong battle right there in 8th. It's up there as well. Adams fighting Patrick Oberstadt there for 6th. So, and even one ahead there, Sharp and fighting. So, other than the top 3, the rest never truly got away here, and kind of in a not eternal, but a good battle here to kind of battle for positions here and try to make something happen. As we'll cut a little bit further up here, you see second position, Houck trying to make a move on Roberts here, but gets kind of stopped here, and that's going to allow a bit of a checkup to allow Estes a chance here to get a run on the low side to happen. Board with the number 19 machine, did get a win last season. He won the All-Star race at North Wilkesboro, so definitely can get that car in victory lane when necessary. Looking to start this season off a little bit right here and try to get that in a good side by side. Sharp there as they're still fighting hard here for fourth. And just up the road, you can see the battle for second between Roberts and Hawk.
Very intense battle here. You see Gaiman trying to make his way forward. Some of the cars with fresh tires finally having the legs to move. There we go. Oh no!
And that's this, and that's gonna pop the track in the front.
Huge crash. Josh Gaiman, Toby Estes, Hagen, another near miss.
Yep, I don't know if anyone else piled in there. Looks like it was just a ping pong hit. Looks like Catania.
Oh, because Catania, there's Mongold, there's Withers as well.
Mm-hmm. That may be curtains for Gaiman.
Depends on if he's used that fast pair or not. This is going to be a very painful incident here.
Yeah, it looks like it was 3 wide incident here. He said someone was on his low side, not clear.
Let's see if we can actually go up here. Let's see if we can go to our chopper cam. Yeah, there's, yeah,
Adams.
that's the aid of Jonathan Adams, who was moving up the racetrack there a little bit.
Mm-hmm. That's going to be the catalyst for this. He comes up, cuts off Gaiman. Gaiman washes
off
up.
of Gaiman there, and Gaiman almost clear of Estes. But
Yeah,
wasn't.
he was there. Yeah, if Gaiman was clear, that would have been nothing. But since Estes was there, it caused this. Couldn't save it. Swung it around. You can see Hagen actually pushes Estes a bit there. They both look at Proudfoot there. It looks like it was sheer destruction. He avoids it both. And now the question is, if we see them both hit the wall here, where's Mongold come into this picture? Look at that car spinning. Emma Krug gets turned, and actually it was the best outcome for her getting turned there. But I think that's going to play the factor with Mongold and Catania here.
Yeah, they all checked up trying to avoid it. Mongold gets a huge turnaround here. Just kind of spins it all the way around.
Yeah, relatively unscathed for the most part there. Same thing with Catania. So again, big misses for Kruger, and kind of in a sad state for Kruger though, since she was involved in that incident. She will not get the lucky dog. That will go to Cheeseburger Lawrence.
Teammate for Kruger.
Yeah. So again, just an innocent bystander in that situation. Hooked off the rear. Luckily avoided for catastrophe, but she'll still be pinned 1 down with 34 to go. So this is going to be a bit of a shakeup here. Pennell, Ray, Sears, and George all stayed out under that. Actually, sorry. George and Ray came in. My mistake. Sears and Pennell stayed out. Ryan Pennell obviously there ahead. Sears also stayed out as well. May have missed his box possibly, but he's a little bit further back. Oh, and to answer that question, Sears did miss his and did not hit his box. So Pennell was the only one that intentionally stayed out there. On that point.
Ryan Pennell leading some laps here, so.
Yeah. I just got thrown off for a second there because I looked at the left side of the screen while I was looking at something and saw the white pop up on a little indicator next to the caution, but since there's still well over 34 laps in this race, that's just a technical issue there on that front. But anyway, Ryan Pennell stayed out. Obviously, he intentionally took that. Sears will follow in third. Ray will take second. Ray, Sears, George. Well, Ray and George came in for fuel only. Sears missed his box. He'll gain some spots for that as well. Pennell stayed out. Rest of the field came in for 4 tires for the most part. So again, some of the past 2 restarts, we've seen the effect that has caused where tires and whatnot. The gap isn't that big per se on the tire deficit. Ryan Pennell pitted. Actually, he didn't pit for tires on lap 91. He pitted for fuel only, so he's going to have a lot older tires in comparison to the cars around him.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting restart here with less than 34 to go. Josh Garrison will get the wave around here.
Toby Estes has officially pulled it behind the wall here. Can confirm that as well. He will join the cast of retirements here. Pennell leading some laps here. It's still going to be a tall task, but considering how long they went last time for pit stops, I think Pennell's looking at this situation. he knows he'll have to pit again, and he's thinking the rest of the field will have to join him, at the very least. So just hang on and try to get the track position and make something happen here. So as the field should get bunched up here, car will take the wave around right there. It's going to be Pennell, Ray, Sears, George.
Oh, it's George, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then Michelle, Hawk, the 18 of Sharp, and the 81 of Hagen, the 8 of Adams, and the 41 Oberstadt, Patrick Oberstadt, with the first 5 rows here.
And keep an eye on those just outside the top 10 as well. Dustin Painter in 11th, Kenneth Chaney in 12th, up 21 and 24 spots respectively.
Mm-hmm. Dustin Painter, worth notably, took fuel only on that stop too, so
yeah.
Try to get some track position. Some of the drivers are self-battling up the lead there. Like Sears, she's buried down.
So this is actually very important for Painter, taking fuel only on this stop. That's very interesting. That's very interesting because he had a free tire stop there. He's not the only one that did it too. Zier, I believe Zier took tires, but Wright and Feemster did not. Mulkey took 2.
I think they're in the strategy of there's going to be another caution or driver's going to have to pit again, so just get the track position and we'll see what happens. So Pacer going to take the lonesome trip down pit lane here. It's going to be on the 12 of Ryan Pennell's control. See what restart he can get with his former Presidential Racing teammate on his side there to the right. We'll see what Ryan Pennell can do here. In the restart zone right now, green flag is out, and Ryan Pennell will go away here as we get to green.
Really good restart there by Ryan Pennell. Really good restart there by Pennell. Now it is all the melee down the back straightaway.
Let's just point out, Sears is 3 wide for second here, along with Michelle and Ray. It's always a sketchy spot when that happens here, but these drivers live for that thrill. Michelle going to get clear himself for the Sears there. Sears not probably giving too thrilled about that. He'll hold on, though, still in the top 5. Sharp on his outside with Hagen kind of in the middle there with Alfred George behind. Oh, driving away here as we're going to be 3rd to go next time by. Question is, though, as the drivers with the fresh tires, Carmen went through it. Remember, Dave Michelle pitted for fresh tires on 99. He's got the freshest in the field. Can he make quick work of it? As we see a little bit further back here, Hagen as well. Driver that's got lucky in his last 2 incidences, has kind of relatively skated on by without major catastrophe, currently sitting in the top 5, trying to get around Sharp 4th. Or keep 5th position away from Sharp, I should say. Donald Ray was able to keep 2nd away from Michelle at the moment as well. As we see right here again, Sharp, Hagen trying to get a run here, low to high. Not get done, we'll tuck back in line here. Dustin Painter, who got the luck of the lucky draw there, moving up towards the front as well. Look at, again, I'm just following Hagen. He's just trying whatever he can do to get possibly a run here. It's going high, going low.
He's trying everything he can right now. Unfortunately, Sharp knows how to drive defensively here.
Yeah. Still side by side. Hagen just, again,
knowing to be
an aggressive.
Each other so much.
Yeah. Hagen's an aggressive driver. He will try to get around whenever there's an opportunity to take a move here.
Valtier Sharp, though, in the preferred lane.
Really cleared again. The problem is all this fighting is A, burning up Hagen's stuff, and B, allowing the drivers behind Proudfoot and Painter to kind of stay close here. Look at Proudfoot. I think he may have thought of making a move there, but the hole will close. But this racing's going to allow a chance. And now Sharp in the preferred position to make a move around Sears. So patience pays off here. Now Hagen on the back foot here. Now going to go to the high side here to try to get around Sears and maybe try to gear up, as they've lost a little touch to the top 3 as Michelle, Ray, and Pennell are kind of pulled at least a couple tenths away from this batter watching the 4th. I'm more shocked right now. I'm just keeping on the tires. I'm more shocked how these old tires are really playing out for Pennell and Ray. They're still 1-2, and they're on the older rubber in comparison to Michelle, who's on fresh stuff, unless Michelle is playing a bit of possum here.
I think it's going to be more indicative on how quick Sharp and Hagen get to them, because they've already closed that gap in a little bit. So is Painter and Proudfoot.
Yeah, because you can see
So-
Sears, he's drifting quickly back here. He's now down in 8th, and he's on the same strategy as the
I
others.
think the clean air is a big indicator with that. Ryan Pinnell's got all of it right now. Everyone else is looking to find that clean air, and Ryan Pinnell can just kind of play the lanes a little bit. That's what he's done so far with Michelle. You see Michelle there on the inside lane. He's got to go the inside lane. Ray's defending the outside lane. But now Michelle's going to wash out a little bit because Ryan Pinnell's just throwing that air on him.
Yep. Michelle will get clear, though, for second, so Ray will fall down the third. Question is, will Sharp try to get around here and get a run on Ray? So right now, as we have 25 to go, Pinnell is doing what needs to be defensively, but eventually the music may stop. And right now, with Pinnell pitting low, that could open the door for Michelle to get a run here on the high side and maybe take a challenge here. A little bit further back here, see Sharp there and Hagen still fighting hard. That's 4th and 5th, respectively. Back to the lead, we will fly.
Michelle
and
goes to the inside.
Yep, and now Pinnell cannot charge low there to arrow wash, so we'll have to stay on the high side. I think this will be a smooth as butter move here as Pinnell almost clips the wall there, drifting high side, trying to get in the throttle as late as he can.
He spooked himself trying to side draft Michelle. Is what happened there.
And that's going to allow Sharp to kind of say thank you very much, make it a 2-for-1 blue light special. As she will get around, I should say, Ray, and now we'll make a move around Ryan Pinnell as they touch. Oh, Hagen making it 3 wide. They got stuck together. Luckily, it does not involve in tears and pain. Sharp will get second. Hagen will get third. Ryan Pinnell not going to be too happy about it. Will fall to 4th. Now Ray and Painter are 4, 5, 6. So that's just the one that's smiling the best right now is Michelle, who just got a good old half-second gap to the 18 of Sharp. See, yeah, the 12, they're just trying to hang on. You know he's going to have to pit at least one more time here.
22 to go. Michelle looking for a win here in Vegas. Behind him, it's still anyone's guess.
See Ryan getting offensive here. He's got that, not as much clean air, but he's got kind of control of the lanes here again. Try to top up.
Here comes Ray to the inside once again. There's Profit in the 22, and Mike LaJoy has made his way back to the top 10, sitting in the 29 car in 7th. Painter 8th, Sears still in the top 10, and had a Jonathan Adams.
Emma Kruger fans at home, she is taking a pit stop here. Does look like it could be scheduled here, so she's officially in the pit lane. It could be maybe a catalyst. We see a few other drivers coming in sooner rather than later.
Yeah, you don't want to wait the entire rest of the race to try to make something happen.
Yeah, you need time to run it back and use that time to get close. So for the drivers that are bold and brash, we've seen like a few. I can think, for instance, Emily Howe in the Box Cup Series. She always waited to the last minute because she knew she could run it back down.
Yeah.
But if you're someone a little bit maybe not as strong, could play your advantage. But car getting a little tip in the back there. They save it. Car the wall though, not as much saved. We're still green at the moment. David Howe, thank you. Could not see who that was. All black machine. He got a little tap there. Stayed green, but Howe gonna fall down to 23rd. Riding high and now riding low. So back to the lead here. You can see Michelle coming up on a little lap traffic here.
75 with Brian Torcha. 75, filling in for James Kerr. Hagen's gotten around Peltier Sharp for second.
Yeah, that speed advantage there played a bad factor there for the 18. Almost ran into the back at the 75. Car's still making moves here to get around. And again, that's now a second gap between Michelle and Hagen. Can Hagen make inroads here?
Hagen sitting in second place, trying to reel in Dana Michelle, but it looks like there could be green flag pit stops coming that could really alter this race.
Yeah, because we saw last time when we were in the middle of a green flag run, we saw a late caution come out, and that pinned some cars lap down that some could not recover from.
I just saw further in the back, Zier in 17th, almost tied the wall at a 2.
Yeah.
That was almost a disaster. Still a lot of fighting going on there. 22 cars on lead lap. Josh Garrison, last car on lead lap at the moment.
Yeah, if I'm in the moment right now, if I'm Ryan Pinnell, who's currently sitting 6th, I think I try this undercut. I go for an extreme undercut
absolutely.
here. Because you're not in a spot where you're going to run them back down. You're on the old tires. Just come on in now with 16 to go. If you don't, because obviously I think you have to make the end. If other cars can't pit, it is what it is. But if you have to pit, try to take a risk here. Because if other cars, if let's say we had a late caution, you can maybe try to hang on. Because you saw with old tires, you were able to hang on for a couple laps. So it'll be interesting to see what he plays, but he will stay out. No other drivers blinking yet from pit stops here. Right now, Hagan, though, making inroads, albeit slowly. Last time by right there, it was an advantage of Hagan by a tenth. 30.46, 30.56 favor
Ooh, he
Hagan.
just flipped the apron there, too. He just wobbled there a big time in 2.
It's going to cost him some
D-sharp
time.
too far back to really kind of take advantage of that, having a mirror full of Proudfoot.
It's about being patient, methodical, and getting your line down here. Making a mistake now would not be good, so you just gotta try to still run it ride, slowly tick off good laps, and make it work. You could find yourself in victory lane for both drivers. You can see they'll battle for third. Proudfoot ready to join this show. We haven't said much about him per se, so I think it was sharp early on the broadcast, but obviously now put themselves in good spots. But Proudfoot looking to try to crash the party here. Put himself in a good spot. 14 to go. Gap is closed a little bit more that time by. Cross the line. 30.54 Hagan, 30.64 Michelle. So similar to what we saw 2 laps ago. Advantage Hagan again, similar laps, and he is cutting it down. But it's one thing to catch a driver, it's another thing to pass.
Trouble!
Oh,
Trouble!
Proudfoot
Huge
sharp!
trouble!
Big look at the inside wall for Proudfoot. We stay green. No one else is around, so one car in the incident. We stay green, but that's gonna give a big push up here.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
You could argue it was a 2-car incident per se, but only one hit the inside wall. That was 22. Everyone else kept it straight. And that's going to, allow LaJoy to fall up to 3rd, Pinnell to 4th. And that's going to take the 18, the 99, the 6th, and 9th, respectively. So one incident just shook this up, and you can just see how congested it is here from 2nd to 6th. Well, that's a little bit further back there, 2nd to 6th, 3rd to 6th, I should say. As you can just see the effects. The 41 is not in this capadal here. He is a lap down, so he is not really in this fray.
Oberstadt is on the lead lap here. He is in the 4th spot. It's Oberstadt, Cheney, Pinnell, Painter, and Ray.
You are correct. I misread those numbers. LaJoy's just a little bit up the road. I thought LaJoy was, misread the cars there. You are correct. That is for position. Misread that one. But anyway, Oberstadt holding lines correctly. Cheney looking for back-to-back top 5s here. He's looking good at the moment to do that. Bit of a sneaky fast 76 here.
10 laps to go. The gap in the front of the field's closed to about 3/10. Hagan looking for his first win in the A-Square Cup Series.
Yep.
Can he do it?
Barry any shenanigans. This is going to come down to these two here. Garrison coming down the pit lane as well here.
And thank Hagan at one point was down in 41st position and dead last because of that technical issue early on.
Correct. He was able to avoid going a lap down, able to ride it around, stayed low, just timed it right with the pit stop window where he was able to get caught correctly and then didn't go another lap down, avoided 2 incidences where he could have got major damage. And right now he's trying to get back and get this win. Was talking about in the draft a couple of weeks ago, he was a bit of a sleeper pick, I think, per se. Didn't have as much next-gen experience, but can be a bit of a wheelman if you get him in the right spot. And right now he's trying to make that happen with Michelle. But Michelle, no spring chicken, not going to allow that to close up too quickly. Bryant Rupert coming in this time by, again, not really major impacts per se what we're watching, but could signify that some other cars may have service on the horizon.
8 laps to go. Do either of these cars have enough fuel to make it to the finish? So if you believe the answer to that question is a pretty firm no. The issue for Hagan is that now he's got not a lot of help.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, lap car is going to play a factor here as he was trying to pit 3 wide.
That's not good.
Nope.
That's not good for Torcha. You can't do that. You can't do that. And that's going to be... Hey, Michelle's got to be fuming on that.
Yeah, you can say that again. He just checked up in the middle of the corner. That he wants Haller or something at the end of this race for that. And now Michelle goes from looking comfortable to now having to try to get back around that 81 with 7 to go.
He's going to be livid on that one.
Mm-hmm.
6 to go. More lap traffic. This is Brian Rupert in the 1.
Yeah.
But they're coming up on here. Michelle
Rupert
running
does
the very outer lane. Wow.
Yeah, he's trying a different lane here, maybe hoping that Hagen gets held up here. Remember, Rupert is on fresher tires, so he should pull gap here in comparison to the 2 cars ahead, so he won't be sticking around for long here.
Outside lane worked a decent amount there because of how Michelle cut it back down there in 3 and 4. It didn't work so hot in 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm. It's an odd time to try to experiment lines here, but if Hagen's running your line, he's got to be different. He's just trying to find where that car feels competitive, so he's really trying to pinch it to that wall and maybe give himself a chance here with no dirty air. 1 and 2 seem to be a bit of kryptonite with that line. Now going to go low side, so it looks like he's trying low 1 and 2, high 3 and 4, and right there it worked a bit. Got a couple temps down, but it washed up a bit, and that time gets lost in the rain. So, and now he'll go high here again.
Coming to 3 laps to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all eyes on Hagen and Michelle. Gap is 3/10. I mean, it'd be interesting if the track here was progressive banking, but it's not.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a place like Kansas, that'd be a lot interesting of a conversation.
But here, it's just not that. Look at Hagen. He's trying to maybe get a little bit of an early arrow wash there, just cutting up just a bit to play a bit of a factor to kill that run.
Both have vacated the inside lane. 2 laps to go.
LaJoy is catching a little bit, not enough to really play a factor in this, per se. Like, he's not going to crash this party unless something happens.
Yeah, Michelle, turn 1 and 2 just not working out the way he wants it to at all.
Bit of a depressing factor. Pinnell has to pit this time by, so he could not make it from 91, so he's coming in this time by.
Everyone else could.
Yeah. Tried it, didn't. We come to the white lap. It's like, hey, good run.
1 lap to go. Presented by Smil Racing Designs. It's lap traffic that played a huge factor in tonight's race.
Mm-hmm.
But for Hagen, take nothing away from the fact that he was at one point in time dead last in this race. He'll hold off Michelle in the final 5 laps. John Hagen, he's an A Square Cup Series winner. He takes Vegas over Michelle and Mike LaJoy, who rounds out the podium. Patrick Oberstadt, a really good 4th place result as well. Kenneth Cheney, another top 5 for him. Then it's Donald Ray, David Wright, Dustin Painter, Lilac Zier, and Bryn Roberts rounding out the top 10.
Yeah. So it's obviously, again, Hagen going to punch his ticket to the playoffs with this. So again, doesn't have to worry about the rest of the weeks here. See what he does here. Maybe waiting for him to pass here. Maybe he ran out of fuel. And he's looking for Jonathan Adams to pile up here and give him a little push here. He'll go. So back-to-back weeks for B-Tron winning. Braille won last week in the not a talkable machine, but both drivers wore Taco Bell, and now Hagen will win this time by. And he'll burn it down. He's now officially clinched his spot in the playoffs, bearing any unforeseen circumstance. So he will be for a championship in many weeks. So John, good keeping the box cups at new form to the Tron. Look, shortly we will hopefully hear from Hagan, Michelle, and LaJoy in that top 3.
Interviews up and coming here. John Hagan, Daniel Michelle, and Mike LaJoy, the top 3. Absolutely wild turn of events here tonight. Let's start first. We'll start at the bottom and move up. We'll start with Mike LaJoy, 3rd place finisher here tonight. Mike LaJoy, a 3rd place result. This is Carmen from the APN booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you, Carmen.
What a drive. Obviously outstanding race all the way throughout here. What a way to kick off the season, though. A podium to kick off everything here. Obviously, a long and very arduous race. You had a couple of really close calls here in this event. Walk us through how this race went for you, though. It was a very up and down race with a little bit of everything in it.
Oh, it couldn't have been more up and down. I felt pretty good. Qualified in the top 10. Felt pretty good in practice. Just comfortable at 1.5 miles altogether. And I was running pretty good at the start there, and I think it was at the 2nd stage or a caution right before the 2nd stage or something. I looked up to mute somebody in Discord, and I had my water in my hand, and I dropped it in my lap, and I killed the 8 car, and I felt so bad, and I'm still thinking about it. So I feel so bad for Adam, so I hit him there. I'm gonna go ping him after and tell him how bad I feel. Hopefully he's just listening, but so that I honestly, I got on my rig and I went and changed, and I restarted last. And then, so actually that caution must have been before the stage, because I got 5th at that stage. And then I think it was at the caution at that stage, I pitted thinking I'll just get some fuel. And the field was still coming around, and I exited a closed pit. So I went from 8th to last, and then 5th to 23rd or something. So I really drove my butt off to get back up here. I made it really hard on myself, and even harder on the 8th. So again, I feel really bad, and I can't apologize enough for that. But happy with the result nonetheless.
Obviously, it's a fantastic result for you. Something that we saw was kind of building last season when you were with Black Acid Racing. A good result here tonight with Phoenix coming up. Obviously, the objective is try to win races. You're getting close to doing that. You had to really fight tooth and nail at a very tire-safe oriented track. Phoenix is going to be a track a little bit different, and then obviously Pocono after that. Do you feel like you have the confidence here with Next Gen Racing, a brand new team, to try to go and win a race here in these first 5-6 races with how everything's gone the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's something that I struggle with in general. I feel like I'm really good at finishing top 5, and I really haven't turned the corner on the winning thing yet. Phoenix, looking at the schedule, Phoenix, Pocono, Sonoma, I can probably battle at those places, but with this big a field, with this talent, I'm probably circling something more like Texas or Dover or Charlotte, some of the more intermediate tracks.
Well, obviously a fantastic result here for Next Gen Racing. Another podium for the team here, this time with the 29 car behind the wheel. A fantastic effort. Obviously, a lot of racing going on in ARCS. Not sure how much of it you're in on a day-to-day basis, but we know we're going to see you next week in Phoenix. Before we let you go and let you get ready for those events, though, if there's anyone to shout out and say thank you to, the floor is yours. Congrats on the podium here in Las Vegas. Well fought and well earned.
Thanks. Yeah, just same as last week. Another shout out to Next Gen. Thrilled to be racing with those guys. I'm happy to be part of the squad. And big shout out to the admins of ARCS. This league is so organized and so well put together, and like you said, racing almost every night. We've got somebody in the booth. Shout out to Kent, just full on doing race control. He does a great job. It's just incredible how they put this on.
Absolutely. Mike LaJoy, a third place finish right here in Las Vegas, with Phoenix coming up here in just 7 days' time. Mike, enjoy the podium once again, and we'll be seeing you in the desert here in Phoenix in a few days.
Sounds good. See you then.
As Mike LaJoy, the third place finisher here tonight. Outstanding for him. We will talk to the race winner. It looks like Daniel Michel, rightfully still agitated, actually already in the hauler, going through that debrief with race control on this. That's gonna be a spicy one. So we will go ahead and move on to John Hagan, who's going to be over the moon from last place to the front of the field. It seemed like second might have been that cap, but then lap traffic does the last bit of luck there. John Hagan, an A-Square Cup Series race winner from last to first. This is Carmen from the ABN booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Alrighty. What a wild way to get your first win. Obviously, didn't qualify quite where you wanted to. Then a technical issue on a restart. Almost puts you a lap down, out of contention here. You stay on the lead lap, down in 41st place, and crawl your way back forward piece by piece by piece. It isn't all the way until stage 3 where you even see the race lead, let alone take it with 5 to go. Walk us through this one. That's probably, of all the races we've seen you do on ABN, this has got to be the wildest one.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I qualified P2, actually. So I was up at the front. I was leading at that first caution. When I had my screen shut off, it freaked me the hell out. I was sitting getting ready to restart, and my screen went black, and I'm like, well, guess I'm pulling it into the grass, trying to figure out why my screen turned off. But I took that, and I figured we're going to play some strategy here. And I just sat and rode and saved every bit of tire that I could while I was running just enough pace to stay in front of the leaders. And then I didn't take tires at all in the second stage until 3 to go, so that I could have all 4 of my sets remaining for the rest of the race. And that played a huge factor going the rest of the race. I could take tires after those little 10, 15 lap stints, but nobody else could because I had extra tire sets. So bad luck turned to good strategy is what I like to call that. And then the rest of the race was a blast. I mean, fighting for position, passing cars. I got collected in a little bit of something, but I was able to use my fast repair, and from there it was just chase the front down, chase them down. And I had chased down Michelle because I had a little bit fresher tires than him, and I got within like 3/10, 4/10, whatever. And I was just sitting there cooling him off for one big go, and then that lap car did his thing. I'd be pissed if I was in his position, but I was on the receiving end of luck, so I'm not angry, sad in any way. Appreciative of a no crap good race that this league presented me.
Obviously, and you talk about, turning lemonade from lemons and making that position happen here. A huge field tonight, and you talk about the strategy that goes into that. It seemed like up until that point, it stalled out a little bit between you and Michelle. Obviously, lap traffic, we talked about that, played a huge part in that. It seemed like the passing had to require a huge pack. Was that something that was sort of universal, or was it something that was well known, or was there a way to actually make passes happen and it was just a one-on-one fight there?
There's 100% ways to make passes. 1 and 2 has a couple different lines you can run. Like I said, when I was closing in, I started cooling them off when I got right to them because I had 5 to 8 laps, whatever. There was going to be a good 3-lap charge I was going to put on. You could use the middle in 1 and 2 to protect. You can come in top and roll across middle, go bottom to get a run on somebody, or you can just run top and try to get as much exit momentum that you could in 1 and 2. And then 3 and 4, it's just a matter of if you get the nose planted or not. You can run the top to defend, and you can run the bottom to make the pass. So I was confident I was going to be able to make the pass. It's just flat car made it easy.
Well, you did a phenomenal job and really kind of carrying over with your team and all the work that was done at Daytona. Obviously, your team boss, Jeremy Breo, winner last week. This time, you get to carry the charge. You get to carry that flag for Beatron here in Las Vegas. Phoenix coming up next week. You're already in the playoffs now. You've punched that ticket already in race 2. How are you feeling going into that race? It's a race that's sort of feast or famine for a lot of drivers.
I'm going to feast on that race. I've turned millions of many laps there. I really like that place. It's a very much a driver's track, in my opinion, on how you run it there. So I'm looking forward to that place. And yeah, we'll go get them next week. Try to keep this momentum up.
You did a phenomenal job here tonight. Beatron gets 2 in a row. You get your first win in the A-Square Cup Series. Obviously, winning races, everyone that's watched ABM before should not be surprised by what you're able to do in these 7th Gen cars. Before we let you go and let you get ready for the racing coming up here in the week ahead, if there's anyone to shout and say thank you to, the floor is yours. Congrats on the race win, and hopefully the first of what could be many for Car 81.
Shout out my beautiful girlfriend. She brought me some what is that? Torchies? Yeah, Torchies. It's the post-race victory meal. Shout out Beatron, Jeremy, Adams, Bungled, and all the work we did and the testing we did with CBR. Shout out the Oberstats and Mulkey and everybody over there at CBR. Shout out the A Squared admins, Panel, Kent, Wanzing. I know there might be a couple more that I'm missing. By far the best league I've been a part of, most upfront, most straight to the driver. Talking to them's easy. So thank them for everything. They make my life easy and they make the rules easy to understand. And shout out y'all for throwing on a wonderful broadcast.
Absolutely outstanding job here tonight. John Hagan, race winner here in Las Vegas. His tickets punched to the playoffs here in 2024 already. He joins his team boss and teammate Jeremy Breo in that regard. Phoenix in 7 days' time. John, we'll see you there.
Thank you.
John Hagan, race winner here in Las Vegas. An outstanding job for him. Interviews presented by DRS Upholstery here. Let's walk through the full race results here tonight in Las Vegas. An outstanding race here. A very fun, frantic race all the way across the board. John Hagan, a race winner here in Las Vegas. Daniel Michel in second place. We have not heard from Michel. He's obviously in with the he talked about the last few laps in that lap car. Michel speaking with the race officials here for the A-Square Cup Series. Mike LaJoy in third. We did hear from him. His season kicks off once again on a high note there. Patrick Oberstadt in fourth, a good run for him. Then Kenneth Cheney and Donald Ray in the top 6. David Wright, Dustin Painter, Lilac Zier, Bren Roberts in your top 10. Dale Markowski, a good recovery drive for Markowski, was involved in an incident in Stage 3. Almost gets back to the top 10. We'll have to settle for 11th place, though. Tom Sears in 12th. Then it's Jack Mulkey filling in for Pacey Wygant. Tommy Withers in 14th. Then Elris George, Kevin Feemster, Lily Pelletier Sharp in 17th. Michael Lawrence, Jonathan Adams, and Ryan Pinnell in the top half of this field. Outstanding all the way across the board for them here tonight. Looking a little bit further down the order here, let's see if we can get the second half of our results page through here. See if we can move 10 more positions here. 21st all the way down. It's a very wild event here. Josh Gaiman, Mark Dila, Ross Baxter, all of them a lap down here in this race. Tristan Catania also a lap down, a very quiet race for the 48. Brandon Proudfoot a lap down as well. Unfortunate for him, that late race incident there with Pelletier Sharp puts him a lap down in 25th. Josh Garrison in 26th. Austin Mongol 27th. 28th, Davey Houck, the last car, 1 lap down. Then you see the cars 2 laps down. Josh Battles, Ryan Gomes, Brian Torcha, Steven Oberstadt, Brian Rupert, 3 laps down. Oberstadt and Rupert there, 33rd and 34th, 3 laps down. Emmer Kruger, 5 laps down. Seth Wanzing, 7 laps down in 36th, excuse me. Then you see the DNFs. Toby Estes, Connor Knowlton, Jeremy Breo, Patrick Allen, and Selena Thompson in 41st, the last car classified in this event. That's going to do it from everyone here at ABN 1. This is the Las Vegas 200 presented by Garrison Sim Racing Designs for the Midwest Barbecue A-Squared Cup Series season. That was a lot of fun. We're thankful that you let us be a part of your Sunday evening here, a very fun Sunday of racing. The racing on ABN does not stop. Tomorrow night we'll be live at 8 p.m. here on ABN 1 for the finale of the HTL Cup Series season. We'll also be live on Wednesday for the ABN Champ Car World Series from Homestead. David Kreutz, Taylor Mills, Olivia Hayward will be in the booth for that. I'll be on track in Homestead, trying to make the most of the race after a bad couple races on my end. But we get to go oval racing all week long, and we'll see you again on Friday on ABN 2 for the HTL National Series at Dover. A lot of races at Dover coming up here next weekend. So we'll see you all then. On behalf of everyone here for ABN Studios, ABN 1, Michael commentator Kevin Young, and everyone here at ABN. And for ARCS, I'm Carmen, Sienna. Thank you all so much. We'll see you tomorrow night in Fontana. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, have some fun in the week ahead. We'll see you tomorrow night. So long, everybody.